In this lecture, we are going to study detection of single side bandwidth carrier. Now we know the mathematical equation of single side band, which was given as m of t cosine omega ct minus plus mh of t, where h is the Hilbert transform sine omega ct. So this was my mathematical equation of the single side band, or the time domain representation of the single side band. Now for simplicity, we are going to take the lower side band. We are only going to take the positive side. So the lower side band, single side band, can be written as, for the LSB, this can be written as m of t cosine omega ct plus mh of t sine omega ct. Let me name it as equation 1. Now we are going to do the single side bandwidth carrier. The single side band with an additional carrier, that is SSB plus C, can be arithmetically expressed as, I am going to write single side band with carrier, so plus C I am going to write over here. So this will be because we are going to add the carriers of, so in this equation we are also going to add a cosine omega ct. So this will be a cosine omega ct plus this term, which is m of t cosine omega ct plus mh of t sine omega ct. Let me name it as equation 2. Now this message signal m of t can be recovered using the synchronous detection. It can be also recovered using the envelope or rectifier detection, provided that the A, that is the carrier amplitude, is large enough. So let us show mathematically that the message signal m of t can be recovered by the envelope detection. Now I can write this equation as, I am going to write this equation as a plus m of t cosine omega ct plus m h of t sine omega ct. This is my single side bandwidth carrier. Now let us equate it to the general expression of the envelope detection. So for example, E of t is my envelope of the single cell bandwidth carrier. So then E of t can be written as generally that E of t cosine omega ct plus theta. Let me name this as equation 2. Here E of t is the envelope of the single side bandwidth carrier. So now what I am going to do is that I am going to expand this a little. So I can write this as that this is actually equal to E of t, and I am going to use the trigonometric property. So this will be cosine omega ct cosine theta minus E of t sine omega ct sine theta. I have actually expanded this cosine omega ct plus theta, which is cosine omega ct cosine theta minus sine omega ct sine theta, and that has been multiplied by E of t. So let me name it as this equation. So let us compare this with this thing. So if we compare, we are going to have this E of t cosine theta is going to be equal to a plus m of t. We are going to compare, let me name it as equation A. Let me name it as equation B. We are going to compare these two terms. So this is a plus m of t is equal to e power t cosine of theta is actually equal to a plus m of t. Whereas this e of t is equal to this minus e of t, and e of t sine theta is actually equal to what? E of t sine theta is actually equal to minus mh of t. So this will be minus mh of t. So let me name it as equation C and equation D. Now what I am going to do is that I am going to add this equation C and equation D. So let me add this equation C and equation D, and also I am going to take the square. So this will be e square t cosine square theta plus I am going to take the square of c and the square of d and then add them together. So the square of c is e square t cosine square theta, and the square of this d equation is e square t sine square theta. This will be equal to a plus mt whole square, and we are going to get, because we are taking the square, so this will become positive, so this will be mh of t square. Now we know that cosine square plus sine square is equal to 1, so this will be e square of t multiply by 1, so this will be equal to, I am going to expand this, so this will be equal to a square plus m square of t plus 2a m of t, and this is m square h of t. Now I'm going to take a square common from here, so this will be equal to a square 1 plus m square t divided by a square plus 2m of t divided by a plus m square h of t divided by a square. Now let us take the under root. When I take the under root, this will be my e of t, and this a square will become a, and I am going to have 1 plus m square by t divided by a square plus 2mt divided by a plus m square h of t divided by a square. This will be 1 by 2. Now because a value is very large for envelope detector, so these two terms can be ignored. So I am going to ignore this term, and I am also going to ignore this term. So this will be equal to e of t is equal to a 1 plus 2m of t divided by a, and this will be equal to 1 by 2. Now I am going to use the Taylor expansion. After using the Taylor expansion, this envelope detection of the single side bandwidth carrier will be equal to e plus 1 plus m of t divided by a, which means that this e of t will be equal to a plus m of t. Thus we have shown mathematically that for the large carrier, the single side bandwidth carrier can be modulated by envelope detector. Now if you remember, in the convention AM modulation, that is the double side bandwidth carrier, a needed to be greater than m of t. So in that case we have a must be greater than or equal to m of t. Now in this case a must be very greater than m of t for the envelope detection to take place. Hence in single side band case, the required carrier amplitude is much larger than the in convention amplitude modulation, and consequently the efficiency of the single side band with carrier is practically low. So this is how, using envelope detection, we can recover the m of t, that is the message signal, from the single side bandwidth carrier. Thank you.